Greetings all! Yeah, boom! That's how you do it. Now, the Lion and the Leaper, referring to the new Death Leaper Tyranid figure coming out. And if anybody knows, Tyranids were one of my main armies, so I'm kind of an expert on them in particular. I think this is much ado about nothing. There's going to be a major anti-climax here with the Lion and the Leaper and the final Arc of Fate book, and I'm going to tell you why. One word: Tokyo. For those of you who don't know, GW just opened a major signature store for Asia. Used to be in Hong Kong. That was store one. Second one used to be in Shanghai. Up there. Now the third signature store of Asia in Tokyo just opened last week. That's cool. It's actually a cool looking store. It's a themed store. It has drinks and everything in it, and a whole bunch of neckbeards greeting people at the door to wave people in. Although I think cosplaying Japanese girls would have been a better selection, but hey, this is a problem. I don't think Games Workshop really worked out the logistics of this, because you open this great big new signature store just 2 to 3 months before fucking 10th edition comes out. So let's think about that. And by the way, this is the reason why I believe 10th edition is going to be ready to play so early, because you try to get in all of these new players, introduce it to this entirely new audience, and what are you going to do? Convince them to buy this book, convince them to buy that book, convince them to buy this army and these figures, and then 90 days later, 10th edition, and these new players are going to look down and going to go, what happened with this book? And those people, neckbeards in the store, are going to have to explain, oh, I'm sorry, that's not good anymore. You'll need to buy this book. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that being the first experience you get as a 40K player in a new store that they just opened up? Sell a whole bunch of shit and then tell everybody that shit is worthless in 3 months? Or will they tell them it's worthless in 3 months when they're buying it? Because they know that when they're selling it. So this is a major timing snafu. Basically, GW sat on their own balls. Okay? So I don't think this is going to be as big as everybody thinks it is. They're going to be dancing around trying to fix this scheduling problem. Many people in competitive play have already noted that the Lion is not that amazing, competitively speaking, in terms of killing power. The Shield of the Emperor is meh at best. Which is actually interesting, because Fealty, the sword he wields, is actually better than the sword of the Emperor that Guilliman wields. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, for all these people creaming into their tighty-whities and tinfoil hats, the new Tyranid figure is a named Death Leaper. Okay? Ryan's Leaper is a named Death Leaper. It's like old One Eye for Carnifaxes. Okay? And Death Leapers, as a Tyranid player, is a specialty figure at best. Okay? It's an assassin. It's a fucking big assassin model, which makes it awkward. And yeah, it's you really need to have an army built around Death Leapers for them to work. So it is a signature model. Okay? It's more of a hobby model, a showpiece model, than it really is a competitive model. unless they're doing something insane with it that will all of a sudden make all Tyranid players want to build infiltration armies. But other than that, it's cool. You know, the story behind Ryan Sleeper has been around for upwards of 10 years now, so great. But yeah, this is not as amazing as everybody is creaming their jeans about. And with this Tokyo store fuck up, I don't know why they couldn't have waited for that store just to open up 3 months later with 10th edition instead of right at the end, at the retirement of 9th edition. And why? And they're still going to be introducing these new figures. So if they waited just 3 months, these new figures would be out with 10th edition and with whatever new figures are coming out with 10th edition. So it's going to be a grand opening followed by a grand reveal. So yeah, it's weird. That is why I think it's not happening. I will see you next time. Boom. Again, for those who want to know how to do it. Bye-bye.